Okay, we're going to record lesson number 15 for beginners. And it's been a while since I got one going, but the last lesson you guys were learning was really good. There was a lot of information in there and a lot to learn. And so hopefully you're getting not only your fingers together, but you're understanding the guitar theory and music theory in general, but guitar theory and meaning how things work on the guitar neck. Now, we've been doing a lot of stuff in C major, and we're going to keep that kind of theme going because that way there's no sharps or flats in that key signature. So, and we're going to start with C. Instead of up here, let me show you. Instead of up here, instead of here, like playing a C from up here, we're actually going to do the C on the sixth note, or on the sixth, and we're going to do it right there. And so that's going to be our C. So you guys are familiar a little bit with this, the way that C major looks right there. So, right? And then you guys worked with some stuff last time. So this is going to be more working with scales. So we're going to work with the C major scale. We're going to do the whole scale today. And we're going to work a lot on our right hand and how this right hand's going to play. So you're going to see that a lot of different players do have different techniques with their hand. Now I don't play with the pick, but here's a pick so you guys can see it. The reason I don't is because I studied classical for a long time and I still play a lot of classical guitar. So that's why my nails are long. And these picks get in the way, of everything. I got a long nail there, and then I have this pick, and it just really gets in the way, and it feels really weird. But it probably feels weird to you too, because you're a beginner. So, the pick is in my hand, and your right hand. You can see that I'm kind of over the right there. You see where I'm kind of at, kind of just right there, kind of like that. See how that looks? Now, sometimes you can put your fat, like I've showed you guys before, by the bridge, and what we call mute the string a little bit. And I'm just going back and forth. Or you can open up your hand, like get it off this bridge, and you can pluck it. Kind of like that. So one is called legato. It just means that the string is carrying on for a long time, like boom, and it just keeps going. The other one's staccato, where your fat is on this bridge and it stops it. So it's just a different kind of technique. Okay, so you can kind of hear that. Now, I know it's going to be weird. You guys, always when you're playing an instrument for the first time, it always feels really awkward. Your right hand, we're going to do something called alternate picking. And that means we're going to go back and forth. So, and what I do is I just, real short. Back and forth, up, down, up. Just like that. So now that you got that, and you kind of understand what I'm doing there, so now let's get into our C, and we will get this thing going. So here's my C, and now we want to do, we're going to do C, E, G, A, B, C, and now we're back to the octave, right? So it's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then we're going to go back to A. Now we're not going to play this on one string, but I wanted to show you it on one string. And now you've kind of known that major scale, I think, before, but all we're playing is the natural notes. So if you even got a diagram, like all the notes of the guitar online, and you just looked from C, it'll tell you where the D is, it'll tell you where the E is, where the F is, G, A, B, C. So we've done them down in this area before when we were working in this area, so you know them there. And we've kind of messed around up here too quite a bit, so you probably know them there. But we're going to start on the C, and we're going to go to D, we're going to go to E with our fourth. So we got this 1, 3, 5 going, and that looks a little familiar from what we did last time. And then we're going to go to the next string. So instead of playing the next group, or instead of doing this next group, we're going to do it there. So, and remember, that's what's cool about guitars. Instead of just playing on one string, right, all the way up, what we're doing is jumping to the next string. So there's C, D, E, and now we're going to F. See, there's our 7th fret. There's our 8th. F. We got a G. And then we're at A. So check this out. We have our C, our D, our E, our F, our G, our A. And this is our pattern. So far, that's how it is. Now look at this hand, the right hand. This one. So what I'm doing is alternate picking. Got that? We've been working on that. So it's just like that. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you can see how that is. And now I'm playing a legato style on this right. So I'm hitting and it's open. I'm letting it ring. Then I'm hitting it again, letting it ring. Hitting it, letting it ring, just like that. That's it, right? Yeah, letting it ring. And then if I want, I could put my fat down on the bridge. Do it like that. Now the reason why it's cool, I'm going to show you something, and I hope don't get too tripped out by it. But whoa, that's loud. Let's turn it down. Let's turn this down. So that's all distorted now. So if you got your distortion on and you played with your fat down, this C, just this first beginning that we did, that's how it sounds. So it sounds really kind of heavy metal-ish. Which is true, because this is how heavy metal songs go. Right? That kind of riff. So let me get that off there. Manual. Okay. Okay, so now we're back just to... So that's what we're doing. That's what we're working on right now. Just those. So now we're on this A. Now let's finish the scale. So now we're going to go to B. And then we're going to go to the octave. C. And this is on the 3rd string. B, which is on the 9th fret. And then we got a 10th fret. We got a C. B to C is a half step. So it just looks like this. Now you've seen, you remember that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, right? It's just simple major scale. And we did last week, our last lesson. Remember, we were working with 1, 3, 5 of that scale, the C major. So we're looking at that first. Now we're looking at this first full scale. So now what you do is you want to work on your alternate picking. And you can start down, and then you can start up. So you work on it both ways. You can start on it down a little bit, and then you could start with it, go on an upstroke. And it's good to do both ways, because then your hands get used to the, especially your right hand here is getting used to this up down motion, and down up motion. So it's working both ways, which is great. And you want to be able to be versatile and not just do things one way. So so that's how the C major scale looks up here. So hopefully that is helping you out. Now what we're going to do, just for kicks, is we're going to repeat what we did and bring the scale all the way down to the first string. So we're on C, we did E, we did F, or C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we're going to repeat it, right? So we're in C, so C, D, E, skipping to the next line, next string, and I'm here at this E, F, G. So these two strings in this scale pattern look like this. So 1, 2, 4. So they got the same patterns for the 4th string and the 3rd string. Now remember, the first 2 lines, if you will, the first 2 strings have the same pattern too. Do you see that? The next one, we move it up 1 fret. So sometimes on guitar, we look at patterns, like we look at scale patterns and we go, oh, the first 2 are the same looking, the second 2 are the same looking too, but they're different from the first 2 that we did. And then the next ones, we're going to see what they look like. Sometimes it doesn't always work like this. Sometimes everyone's different. But sometimes you get a similar pattern going, and you kind of memorize that pattern. So when you think of C major, or in the modes, there's these things called modes. This would be the Ionian mode, and which is a major pattern. And you kind of look at it and you go, oh, the pattern is looking like this. I kind of memorized the pattern, so you can play it anywhere, actually, on the neck. It's kind of cool when you're starting on the 6th string. So we see the C major. Now we're going to go to the, there's the C, there's the D, the E, F, G. Now we're going to skip to the next line and move up 1 fret. And what's that one? A, B, C. Next line, D, E, F. So that's how this scale, we kind of run out of room here. We'd have to go up here to make it work. But So let's see if we can get that really good up there. This kind of. So look at my first finger. It's on the C. Watch how this thing's going to go there, 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 there. Watch. Isn't that cool how the first finger goes there, 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 there? That sounds weird, you know, without playing the rest of the scale. But that's my little anchor. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at when I am playing, actually, the guitar. I'm looking at that first finger. So instead of looking at all these other fingers that are moving, I'm just looking at my anchor. So let's take it really slow. My anchor moves. So what I want you to do is just work on this scale. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Mute it if you want, unmute it if you want, and just work on that. Now the cool thing about this scale is, watch how I play this. I'll play part of it, and I'll play like the first 6 patterns and come up. Then I'll play another 6 patterns and come all the way up. Then I'll play another 6 patterns and then come up. Because remember, these are in patterns. We got this same similar look on these strings. See how my fingers look the same on those two, and then the same on these two, and then the same on those two. So it's kind of neat. Watch. Okay, watch. So see how that pattern was? That's kind of neat. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All the way back, and then I'm going to the 18, and then going all the way back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't always work like that on all the scales, so just so you know. But you can arrange scales in theory any way you want on the neck. I mean, that's the cool thing about the guitar. You could arrange, like if you wanted to play a scale with 3 notes on each string, you could definitely attempt to do that. And get it to work. So we are working on the C major scale, which when playing it in the way we're playing it today, it works really nice because you have the first 6 strings, our 6 notes, all look the same. I mean, the patterns look the same, and then the next notes look the same, and the next notes look the same on the next string. So it's kind of neat because you can just work on this pattern of 6 and then go to the next ones. and then go to the next ones. So you can start to hear stuff. Cool, huh? But you work on your back, your alternate picking, and try to get that quicker and quicker. And it's just, it's nice to work on a short, like a little space. You know, you're not doing too much. You're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, and then you just work on your speed, you know. So sometimes it's just 1, 2, 3, 1. You got that little string that you're skipping to the next one, and it's a challenge. But now I'm starting to move you into more of an intermediate kind of guitar lesson where you're starting to learn how to really pick a little quicker. Now, whenever you pick quick, you always want to come back to going slow. So if you're getting this really good, and you go, "Oh man, I'm going faster," and then you know what you can do is just remember to always go back to slow when you're practicing. So it's nice and clean. Okay, so alternate pick and just work on that scale. That's the full C major right there. So cool stuff. Hey, hope that helps, and then we'll continue to work a little bit on these scales, and you'll start seeing it going. You know, start alternate picking. Now, in our last lesson, we kind of went over these 1, 3, 5 triads within the C major scale. So we took, for instance, C, C, E, G, that's 1, 3, 5. Then we took the next note in the C major, which is D, C, D, and then we did D, F, A, and we found out that, hey, there was a minor there. And then we did E, E, G, B, and there was a minor there. And then we did F and F, A, C, and there was a major there, and we kind of went up the neck like that in these 1, 3, 5 patterns. Well, the cool thing is there is a scale for each of those notes in the C major. So just as we start on C major on that scale that we just learned, so if we were going to continue like we did last week, where let's go into the D, and we can play a scale based off of that D, the next note in the C major, that would actually work. And then you can go into an E. There would be a scale that would be on the E. There would be a scale that's on the F. And those are what's called the modes. And that's more advanced stuff for you. But just so you kind of get a little idea of where guitar can go. Hope that helps. So, hey guys, you have a great one, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.